Council was down 2 members at their first March meeting, as both Mayor Headley and Councillor Gerard were away this week. Deputy Mayor Parrott chaired the meeting that covered the new MOU with the Rossburn Trail Association, updates on public works projects, and a few annual items around animal control and public festivals. In council reports, Councillor Sisley updated council on the job fair put on by the Economic Development Office, which saw a year-over-year increase in both businesses and job seekers. She also noted for the public that swimming lessons registrations will open on March 18th on letscamp.ca, and families should check the schedule ahead of time so they know just when they'll need to submit for their chosen programs. Councillor Kosenchuk gave an update on Hand, which is currently seeking more volunteers for their Meals on Wheels program.
So the first part, our economic development, the job fair, the feedback, there was great success. The businesses were very pleased. There were 16 business booths and 226 job seekers, so up 65 from last year. I heard there was 1 or 2 businesses that they were lined up almost out the door, so they did very, very well at that. The rec report, the Winter Festival was a huge success. The outdoor rink was full basically the whole day. There was an obstacle course and snowman competition. Some of what the kids did and the families created with the snowman competition was pretty cool. Thank you to Gail Cathcart for serving up the most delicious chili and the chili cook-off, and a big thank you to all the sponsors and volunteers who helped make the day a success. Our February Silver Club Valentine's Lunch and Dance, we were sold out. We had 50 participants. So if anybody's interested in the March 14th one, there's only 7 spots left. If you were wanting to go, please contact Michelle at the Hand office as soon as possible. The March Handyman trip that is part of the Silver Club initiative is Wednesday, March 19th. CAS has adjusted the program so it includes trips to store locations of your choice, so not just grocery store, it could be home hardware, it could be hairdressers, so you can book that with CAS. The Silver Club activity for that month is March 25th at Arts Forward, and it is to bring and share your vacation photos. And the last thing that I have for rec is the public swimming lesson registrations open at 7 a.m. on March 18th, then again on March 19th and March 20th. It's registration through letscamp.ca. Check the schedule ahead of time so you know what session your child is needing to go into and you know what date that you need to be on there to register, whatever it is.
Yes, just a short one. Coordinators report from the Hand Committee. The community meal program, it was a great month for the meal program, along with the regular meals provided by George and Vicky, prepared an extra 51 meals for the seniors social afternoon and 22 meals for a pool tournament put on by the drop-in center. There was a flood that happened in their kitchen, a bad one, but that's reassuring to see those numbers that everything was fixed and they didn't even slow down a bit, they just kept on going. Meals on Wheels, Michelle has actually put out a bit of a notice. She's looking for more volunteers. They're really exhausting the ones they have. So if there's anybody that would be interested in helping volunteer for Meals on Wheels, to contact Michelle at the Hand office. And I have a meeting coming up in a couple of weeks, so I'll have more to report then.
Councillor Nadeau recently attended another meeting with the Rossburn Subdivision Trail Association, where they discussed some concerns around the new Memorandum of Understanding. He opened up to council about those concerns coming from the other municipalities, such as liability issues, before they voted on the MOU, though he indicated that he was still in favor of it. He also gave council a brief update on some of his other committees, including some new programs and initiatives at the local library.
I've got something cooking. To add on to Councillor Sisley's report, I went to the job fair and there was that long line, and let's face it, it was for the Best Western, and people are excited about a new business opening in town, I think, and it just goes to show that there are so many people that are willing to work here in our community, and it opens the door for business to come. So it'd be nice to see a lot more businesses coming and starting up here in our community. We got a couple more reports. So we had a local advisory committee meeting of the library, and that was on, February 24th. And again, I was stirring the pot a bit, just talking about how popular the Brandon meeting is. for having the mayor's book club. So the librarian is going to reach out to the mayor and see if it's something we can get going. Also, we had a lot of activities happening. One thing to note is the pot lights in the back meeting room are all burnt out now except for one. If that's something we can add to our maintenance list, so if we could change out a few bulbs there, that would be really helpful.
Work is already started.
Oh, great. The recruitment poster, we're looking for new people to join the local advisory committee. You have to be a citizen of our community here of Neepawa, and we're looking for people. If you're interested, please let anyone know at the library or anyone off the local advisory committee board. We have a poster done, it just hasn't hit the press yet. They've been holding back, and as a committee, we've been working on just a lot of our procedures and policies. So we've been working behind the scenes on that, and that's kind of trumped the recruitment part because that's something that we really want to get right to make sure when we have our board running with full capacity that it has everyone that it needs. BP came to the library and it was spectacular. We had 2 grades come from the school, and there was one 45-minute performance, and BP, the children's performer, just did an amazing job, so it was really good to see. If you wanted some extra time with BP, it's just $300 an hour. So it just goes to show you, like, if we wanted to add extra, it's a pretty good thing that the WRML helped bring in across all the libraries across the region. But lots going on in our local library. That kind of brings me to our next meeting. Good segue here. The WMRL, we had a meeting on February 19th. And we talked about how the Shoppers Mall, it actually opened yesterday again in the mall officially, so back into its original location. And what's neat is, this is interesting, a little tidbit to share with council here, is we had a check that we mailed out to one of our vendors, we had it stolen. And somebody actually, and this happened right in the city, of course, of Brandon, the police were contacted and it was taken right out of someone else's mailbox. And someone just took their typewriter and typed their name over it, and it got cashed, which was amazing. So, and it was only a check for about $936, but it's just interesting. You don't hear this very often anymore. So everything got sorted out. Police were contacted, but it's just neat to see. We're ordering traffic counters for our Neepawa library just to see how many people are going into the library and using it. We know we get far more users in the back room. And sometimes people just come through that door, so we're going to have a couple counters. Comics Plus at the library is just going bonkers. People are liking the new digital access to all the comic books you can read. It's all online, so it's 250 accesses just in the first month alone, which is pretty neat considering it's brand new. So it's our newest e-resource that all of our residents have access to for free with your library card. That's all you need. Again, in Brandon, that Mayor's Book Club is just going through the roof, like 60, 70 people are coming to it at a time. One thing that we're doing to our local library that's also happening and is finished in Brandon was the oral history collection. So we've been really talking at our local library to start that. They have over 200 entries in Brandon, and it's all kept onto a Google Drive that anyone can access, and it's just all of our wisdom from our local communities where people get to speak. We had a meeting with Westlake Employment Services on February 19th also. Just lots of hard work happening and preparing for all the neat things happening in Neepawa. The last meeting I'll talk with council about was one that I went to last night. It was a double meeting. It was an AGM meeting and then also a regular meeting for the Rossburn Subdivision Trail Association. And it's really timely because on our agenda later, we're going to be talking about this MOU. So I've got some more information to follow up with. It was a really good night. A lot of people were able to make it, and it was in Rossburn. Always nice when you get to go see a different community and see their community hall. But what was really interesting was just hearing that a couple communities along the trail are saying no to the MOU. They're refusing to sign. so to say. They're still, friends of the trail. They just are feeling, here's why, so I just wanted to share with you why they're refusing to sign this. They're feeling that there's extra liability on the municipality if anyone got hurt. Now, it's almost for free if we add it to our rider, like every municipality was supposed to do in 1993, I believe, when the trail became the trail, when it took over the old railway beds. So every municipality was supposed to have that liability insurance, but because we had the head of Manitoba Trails there, Tim Coffin, he actually confirmed that RSTA has some insurance, but it's just recommended that municipalities add it. So we've added it years ago, and we confirmed that to them about 5 years ago, because every municipality was asked to confirm. That being said, it's not just about the cost of the insurance. If there was a claim, an insurance claim, we would have to pay a deductible, and quite commonly deductible is like $50,000. So municipalities are worried about that deductible. And if someone got sued, it might be 3 people getting sued. The RSTA, the Rossburn Trail Association, Trails Manitoba, and the municipality. So that's one of the worries that people have. And then the other worry was just about RMs not having the equipment to maintain the trail as per the MOU. The MOU says you take a 15-foot sweep every 3 years, or you just cut the brush back so that it doesn't overgrow the trail. So those were the 2 main reasons why people were saying no. With that being said, I might have a recommendation a little later that I think we're a little larger as a community, and we have to kind of lead the way sometimes. So I still not hesitant about signing the agreement as a council. I think it's still recommended. It's a good thing. I don't see anything in there that we should worry about. That being said, I would have worry if the other municipalities don't also sign. So it might be one of those ones where it's contingent on everyone. I don't know how we would have to look at that, but start thinking about that friendly amendment. And that's everything to report on.
And now to the Rossburn Subdivision Trail. What is our deductible? CEOs and insurance.
That's my question, actually,
I have
too.
to go look it up. I do.
If I do recall correctly, wasn't it $5,000?
It depends, there's certain things, sometimes they did, but general stuff, so 5,000, but something like this, I don't know.
Okay. Do we have anybody that wishes to have that information before we make any decision?
I would like that information.
Okay, so then we'll have this resolution moved and seconded, and then somebody can table it to the next meeting. Okay? Be it resolved that the Council of the Town of Neepawa agree to enter into a memorandum of understanding with the Rossburn Subdivision Trail Association in support of the Trans-Canada Trail that runs from Neepawa to Russell, moved by Councillor Nadeau, seconded by Councillor Pottinger. And discussion.
I move that we table this.
So we have a move by Councillor Pottinger to table this to the next meeting, and a seconded by Councillor Fisley. All those in favor to the tabling, and that is carried.
And I have to say, I do appreciate the information you gave of your council report.
Oh yeah, I want to always be transparent, and we have a gentleman's agreement. They actually say in the letter that we're already doing this. It's just because council's changed. They just wanted, the goal of this MOU was just to put it in writing so that it's standard, so that a municipality doesn't say, oh, I didn't know we had to do that. But that being said, even the MOU, we had a really lengthy debate last evening, just about how maybe the MOU isn't something that is even required if we're not going to get everyone in compliance with it.
So we can pick that up when Mayor Headley and Councillor Gerard get back at the next meeting.
Manager of Operations Denise Kay and his team have been busy with several new projects. They have started drilling at the well expansion project, and the Hamilton Street extension is progressing with the continued clearing and leveling of that area. Residents may have seen the many trucks of dirt being hauled out, and there are many yet to come. They are also working with Manitoba Hydro on phase 2 of the project at the former site of Eastview Lodge, which involves additional lot servicing and streetlights, and are beginning the geotechnical investigation of the land designated for development under phase 1 of Project 320, as we have discussed here before. That, of course, is the land to the northwest of town. Most visibly, for citizens of the town, he asks the public to be vigilant outdoors, as the recent rapid freeze-thaw cycle has left many streets and sidewalks very icy. He indicates that staff are doing what they can and have been thawing culverts to keep the water flowing out of the area, but there is a lot of snow yet to melt.
Thank you. So we've got a little bit of an update on the well expansion project in the Oberon area. They have started drilling, they're still fusing pipes, so that project is underway now. To wait a little bit. Excuse me. Our Hamilton Street big dig there, it's looking better. They moved a lot of dirt, still some more to move yet, but you can start seeing the shape of the slope of the roadways, so we don't have another banana hill. MTS and Hydro finalizing their designs for that roadway. We're starting to see some of those plans come across my desk now. And just friendly reminder to all our public, it's that time of year where everything gets nice and icy. We get some good melting during the day, but then everything freezes up. So be extra vigilant. Staff are doing as much as they can, but with this much heat and freezing and us trying to thaw out culverts so the water can flow away, we don't generally get as much time to sometimes go and sand sidewalks or streets the way we used to all winter long. So be extremely cautious. We're doing as much as we can, but there's a lot of snow to melt. So like I said, be careful when walking around. We had a bunch of staff training. So we had staff recertified their confined space, their H2S. We had 4 other staff along with myself that went to the annual conference to ensure they have their continuing education points for their licenses, certification. And then we've got another staff member going off for his certification. He'll be attaining his level 1s in this month and into June as well. So hopefully all goes well with that program for that gentleman. What's everything I've got?
Thank you very much. Manitoba Hydro Service Agreement.
Yes, this relates to the Isabel Street project, otherwise Eastview Lodge Phase 2. Manitoba Hydro is able to provide us with a design and an estimate for work to proceed along with lot servicing and street lighting for that project. So that's where the actual service agreement comes from and along with the drawing.
Thank you. Any further questions for Denise? Okay, be it resolved that we enter an agreement with Manitoba Hydro to install electrical service and street lights on Isabel Street at a cost of $84,000. Ooh, no,
Oh, I'm missing a number there.
we're missing a number. What would the number be?
414260.
8414.
14260.
Okay, 841426. Okay, so it reads, be it resolved that we enter an agreement with Manitoba Hydro to install electrical service and streetlights on Isabel Street at a cost of $84,142.60. And be it further resolved that we authorize Manitoba Hydro to amend the street lighting contract for the addition of 5 new street lights at an annual cost of $882.60. Moved by Councillor Kostychuk, seconded by Councillor Nadeau. All those in favor? That is carried. Geotechnical investigation.
So this relates to Project 320, along to aid with the design of water, sewer, lift station, roads, easy for that whole project. We're doing some geotechnical drilling, so that all our consultants have a baseline of how to design a proper roadbed, also the sewer, the lift station, because some of those will be going rather deep, so we just want to ensure that there's proper design standing in place.
Perfect. So instead of just saying, hey, let's do it, we're getting professional guidance.
Correct.
Be it resolved that we agree to proceed with the geotechnical investigation by SSU Engineering, Inc., working in conjunction with Sisson Blackburn Consulting, Inc. for Phase 1 of the Project 320 development at a cost of $19,400 plus taxes. Moved by Councillor Sicily, seconded by Councillor Kosanchuk. All those in favor? And that is carried.
Finally, each year Council declares the Chamber of Commerce Fair a community event, which is not just a formality, but a necessary step to allow for special liquor licensing requirements and allowances for a large all-ages event. This year, the fair is being held on May 23rd to 26th. As well, they passed the annual authorization for designated individuals only to discharge firearms within the town limits for the purpose of controlling public nuisance animals.
And down to new business, Chamber of Commerce Fair. So this is the declaring it as a town community event. Any further knowledge that needs to be done on that?
Just that the fair is gonna be May 23rd to 26th, 2025.
Okay, be it resolved that the Neepawa and District Chamber of Commerce Fair, scheduled for May 23rd to 26th, 2025, be declared as a Town of Neepawa community event. Moved by Councillor Nadeau, seconded by Councillor Sicily, and all those in favor. And that is carried. Now we're having fireworks July 1st. Be it resolved that we approve the hosting of fireworks display at the Flats Riverbend Park in Neepawa, Manitoba on July 1st, 2025 in celebration of Canada Day. Moved by Councillor Sicily, seconded by Councillor Pottinger. All those in favor, and that is carried. And our wonderful fire department will be making sure that is safe. Ooh, getting rid of the birds. Okay, whereas certain species of birds, such as crows and pigeons, and vermin, such as beavers and gophers, pose a public nuisance and a danger to the public, and whereas council deems it necessary to protect the community and its residents by shooting these certain species that pose a public nuisance and health risk. Therefore, be it resolved that the Council of the Town of Neepawa authorize Chad Campbell, Jake Birch, Matthew Barrett, Sheldon Enns, and Zachary Enns, through direction and consultation with the local police department and the CAO, to discharge firearms for this purpose within town limits during the 2025 year. Moved by Councillor Kosanchuk, seconded by Councillor Pottinger. All those in favor? And we now have our hunting team.
Lions and tigers and bears will buy.
Oh, yes, okay.
Also covered were the regular financial report and the passing of the updated emergency plan, which was discussed at the last meeting. You can view end-to-end coverage of the council meeting elsewhere in the NHTV schedule or on our YouTube channel. If you have any comments or questions about these items, or topics about council and the municipal government process in general, please contact us at 204-476-2639 or by email at nactvnews@gmail.com. Thanks for joining me, and I hope to see you next time.